Right, it's time to get serious. Here's the proper kit arriving now. Heusinkveld Ultimate Plus 3-pedal set just arrived in the box. I'm not going to do unboxing videos and stuff because, you know, other people on the internet do that, and I'm far too excited just to actually get in and see what they look like. So yeah, let's get stuck in. And there we go, all out the box. What an amazing piece of kit, or 3 pieces of kit I should say. And just the whole thing as well, the instruction manual obviously, we've got a couple of stickers there and so many tools! Allen keys and spanners in that box. But yeah, I mean, obviously I've not read the instructions yet and not had time to do anything with them other than play with them a little bit with my hands, but no, it's you get the impression that, you know, this is proper, I don't know what the word is, high level stuff. It's yeah, they're definitely not toys. And even just, you know, I was just pushing the clutch back with your hand, just holding this here and pressing it back, you know, it feels like you're going through a clutch plate. It's amazing. And then the brake, when you push the brake, you've got this initial feel, and then you kind of get to a point, it does, I mean, obviously I can't do it with one hand, but it just feels like you can, I don't know, you can feel the pads gripping on the disc, and then you get that initial slack bit, and then you get this bite where the pads hit the disc, and then after that obviously you get increasing force. But wow, really impressed with this high-tech stuff. So yeah, I'm going to probably spend the next like 2 days reading the instructions and then getting them onto the rig. I'll probably have to take the piece of the PCs the back of there. If you remember from the first video, I've got the PC up here and the plate and things, so on the shelf, sorry, so we'll probably take this off, take the PC out of there so we can get right into the pedal plate in the bottom there, take the pedal plate out, attach everything, and then it'll just be a matter of sitting in, lining things up, and yeah, getting comfortable, taking our time and getting it right. That's ultimately what we're trying to do here. So yeah, let's give it a go. There we go then, pedals on, and that is what you call a pedal tray. Wow, so solid. Yeah, you really get the impression that you're working with actual race pedals here, or technical pedals as opposed to you know, plasticky stuff that I'm used to. Which is obvious, you know, the money you pay for it, they're priced like that, but yeah, it's just such a joy to work with stuff like this. Yeah, so I've got the pedals tilted up at their maximum, lean back obviously, because I'm going to be sitting relatively the high seating, a high foot position, so yeah, having them back like that is the way to go. I'll turn it sideways so you can see. And there's so much adjustment in these pedals as well, you just need to take your time, read the instructions, and you can so just tune them in exactly. There'll be probably a bit of to and fro once I get them into the rig and I start playing with them, especially with boots on. But yeah, anyway, so I've kind of paused here. One reason is because it's Friday night and it's time for pizza with the family. And the other reason is that if I just flip it up, these bolts on the underside, you probably can't see, I'll try and get a clear image, but the bolts are a little bit short. I think probably a good view there, they're just getting, they're maybe halfway through the nuts. I think that is down to the fact that this pedal plate here, I remember reading in the advertisement for it that they thickened it by 2mm. I think it's the SimLab, yeah, it's SimLab, isn't it? Yeah, SimLab's universal pedal plate, not the Heusinkveld pedal plate. So I think they've thickened it a couple of millimeters to give it more rigidity, and that is why the bolts are too short. So tomorrow I'm going to head to the shops and buy some longer bolts and pick it up there. Right, it's the next day, and after a couple of hours of tinkering, I think we finally have something that's ready to roll. So here we go. Pedals in. I've got longer bolts for all the stops I talked about. But I encountered an issue after getting everything up. If you just be carefully mount it back. The bolts right. You can maybe just about see. There's one in there. Hiding. No, you can't. That's the ones that stick out. There's one. See if I can hold it to my leg. Just in here. And again, it's useless to show you because you can't see. But anyway, it's just underneath the rail for this, and the longer bolt just pushed through. It didn't allow me to get enough movement on the seat slider to actually activate it. But so those ones, those outside ones there, that one and that one, are the original shorter ones, which only have, remember, half a where's my hand? Half a nuts grab, but the rest are all fully through, full grabs. Played about with the clutch a little bit here, removed the adjustment of the concave curve adjuster, if you like, basically the thing that gives you the pressure plate feel. Moved it up from the centre line up because I wanted a bit more pressure plate feeling. That made the pedal too soft, so then we adjusted some of the adjustments you can do to make a stiffer pedal, and then we've got a nice push and nice little pressure plate feeling a bit there. Beautiful. Throttle was a bit too long, so we just adjusted the play on that. The brake feels great by hand, but again, until you're actually driving, it's going to be difficult to know if I'm happy with that setting or not, but it'll probably do us to start with. So, last thing to do is to hook the electronics up. There's a little electronics box that comes with it that everything plugs into, so I'm going to mount that just with some double-sided Velcro tape on the underside of here. Plug all the 3 wires in, and then, yeah, stick it on the rig. Whew, that'll work. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a pedal box. Whew, that is an awkward place to work in, I have to say. Squeezing into here. But yeah, we're in, everything's lined up, plugged in, with the full range of motion of the seat slider, giving us great adjustability. And you can't see the cable for the under thing, but it's in there somewhere. The cable for the feed, all the cables come out the back, you can just about see them there, it's very dark. Underneath I ended up bolting, you can see I've got a couple of M4 bolts here, just to hold the module on the underside of the plate. And then the cable runs out the side, and I've routed it out through here, and it'll go up to the PC eventually. But yeah, pedal box is in, and I'm tired, but really pleased. That's nice. You'll maybe be able to see as well, possibly, that I shifted the whole assembly to the left slightly. Because I'm going to be left foot braking in most of the cars that I use. I moved the brakes slightly to the left hand side, but I couldn't get the pedals any more left on the pedal plate because of the various issues with seat sliders and bolts fouling. So I just ended up moving the whole assembly to the left slightly. But yeah, it works perfectly, and that's a good thing about this type of chassis and this type of arrangement, is that you can really tweak things exactly how you want them. So, whew, great. I'm tired, but very happy. Right, here we are, a few days later. Hello Avocado, he's still up in the background for those of you who watched the first video. So yeah, we're in the car, the virtual car, and the pedals are in, and I've just taken the last few days to really kind of tweak exactly how I want everything. Again, with these Heusinkveld, the Ultimate Plus pedals, there's so much adjustment that you can go wild and just really take your time and dial them in exactly. So yeah, quite happy now I've got them how I want them. I'll spin you around to have a look. So I've got the race boots on as well, which you really need for these pedals, with the metal faces and the force I'm going to be putting through them. So yeah, I've got my foot on the brake at the moment. As I say, most of my, if I get you like in the centre, that's kind of my viewpoint, if you like. Most of my cars are left foot brake, or will be. So yeah, that's just to the left of centre. Quite comfortable. Again, I could put lots of force on there without moving my body back in the seat or anything. I added a few more padding sections to the seat. Can't really see obviously with the camera, but just to make sure I'm fully, the seat does feel like it's gripping me now, which is good. So yeah, adjustments to the brake. I took off one of the smallest hard elastomer spacer or rubber and replaced that with a plastic spacer. I think it's the one step harder in the instruction book, because I just felt that it's just a little bit spongy for my feel in the brake. But no, it's really nice and solid now. You can hammer on it. And I took up the preload as much as possible on the brakes. There's just that tiniest slack, not slack, but that feeling of, yeah, I'm just engaging the pads, and then bang, you hit this really hard bit where the pad comes in. So that's good. The throttle's just how I left it before. Nice movement in the throttle. The clutch I just extended a little bit through, because you remember me talking about the getting more of a pressure plate feel on it, but it made the pedal a bit weaker, and that was fine, and it was okay with my hand when I tested it on the floor there. But when you're in the car, it just didn't feel like I was pushing through the pedal plate. if I was in a real car, it kind of felt like you're hitting the pedal plate, the clutch plate, sorry, and then we were kind of just engaging it a little bit, whereas oof, you get the slack bit at the end, which is what you get in a real car. Obviously you get that fall through it where you really take the plate off the clutch. So I just wanted to get that feeling again, not for performance such as anything, because in the race you're just hammering as much as you can to change gear, but I just wanted that simulation. I just wanted to be able to feel that clutch plate like you would in real life. So yeah, happy with that. Definitely happy with the entire pedal setup. Thank you Heusinkveld for setting me up with those, or not setting me up with those, I bought them, but thank you for being a good company and providing a good product. Also got plenty of room for heeling and towing should I drive a car that requires it. So yeah, those are the pedals, guys. What else to say? Not much. Next, I think the really exciting stuff is coming. The wheelbase and the wheel. So I'll see you in the next video for that. In the meantime, take care and yeah, see you later.